Something is happening in Memphis. Something is happening in our world.
Clashes between protesters and police. In an era where smartphones tuck into every hand, it is difficult to comprehend the rarity of this video. FOX13 dug through our archives and for the first time, digitized video of the 1968 sanitation strike. A fight for equal pay and safe working conditions that would shape history. As protesters stood with "I Am a Man" signs defending their very humanity, Memphis looked toward a beacon in the civil rights movement.
Delighted I am to be in Memphis tonight and to see you here in such large and enthusiastic numbers. As I came in tonight, I turned around and said to Ralph Abernathy, they really have a great movement here in Memphis.
You've seen him in grand speeches, declaring his dream in front of 250,000 people in Washington and delivering the mountaintop to Memphis. But in this video, Channel 13's journalists documented Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. marching among the people. And though Dr. King's hallmark was nonviolence, the demonstration on March 18, 1968, devolved into chaos. A 16-year-old boy was killed, and Dr. King expressed this was not what he expected. Dr. King resolved to turn the protest towards peace, and weeks later, returned to Memphis delivering his famous "I've been to the mountaintop" speech to the sanitation workers. But it was that return trip, when King stood on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel, that he was murdered by a white supremacist sniper.
We of Memphis are deeply saddened by the tragic event that has just occurred in our city, and we extend our deepest sympathies to Dr. King's family. Every conceivable effort is being made to apprehend his assassin.
The aftermath, etched in history by FOX13 cameras as the world mourned Dr. King. The history of FOX13 aligns with the history of the civil rights movement. Only 6 years after we went on the air, we watched the Memphis State 8 break racial boundaries and integrate the school, later known as the University of Memphis. 2 years after that, FOX13 saw the Memphis 13 become our nation's youngest heroes, integrating Bruce Elementary School. Our commitment to capture history would continue into the civil rights movement of today. In 2016, our cameras recorded protesters closing down the I-40 bridge after the deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile. And again this year, protesters closed the bridge in defiance of the death of Tyree Nichols. Though Memphis's history is both storied and scarred by the fight for equality, the culture FOX13 has been able to document over 7 decades runs deep.
And it could not be documented without the story of Memphis music.
At the height of his fame, Elvis Aaron Presley was drafted into the U.S. Army. After serving 18 months in Germany, FOX13 was there in 1961 as the King came home to Memphis.
Someone asked me this morning, what did I miss about Memphis? And I said, everything.
In that first interview, Elvis would hint about the future First Lady of Graceland.
There was a little girl that I was seeing quite often over there, but it was no big romance.
The biggest star in the world made his home in Whitehaven, and for the next 2 decades, FOX13 documented his fame and impact on our community. Until his untimely death, August 16, 1977. Mourners crowded around Graceland and along the route to his burial at Forest Hill Cemetery.
It's FOX13's Memphis Millennium 2000.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
The heart of music at the turn of the millennium. As the world panicked about Y2K, Memphis partied, and FOX13 was there to bring it to you live with a Memphis music legend.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. Let the good time go.
Unfortunately, our story could not be told without our storms. In 2003, Severe Weather Center 13 meteorologists tracked Memphis's most severe weather system in memory. It would be known as Hurricane Elvis. The Mid-South derecho killed 7 people and wiped out power to more than 300,000 homes, 70% of Shelby County, a pain we still feel today. Or the infamous ice storm of 1994, as tree limbs iced over, crashing down on power lines. And yet another massive power outage. That one lasted for some for over a month. 2003 brought a special delivery to Memphis. We became the center of U.S.-Chinese relations when giant pandas Ya-Ya and La-La come to stay at our zoo. In 2001, we welcomed the grizzlies to Memphis. A decade before, we celebrated as the pyramid became the focal point of our skyline. In 1973, we covered FedEx moving its headquarters to Memphis, putting us on the map as the nation's and the world's shipping hub. For 70 years, Fox 13 has proudly served as the voice of the Mid-South. In the years to come, we pledge to continue serving, shining a light on the truth, holding the powerful accountable, and documenting the next chapter of the history of our beautiful community.